Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday again. This week went by quickly, or last week went by quickly. It is Sunday again, and we are here for our recap of Insecure, Season 3, Episode 2. But before we get into the recap, I want to tell you two things. One, if you didn't notice, I colored my hair. All that gray is gone. So I'm going to put the link to my how I went from gray to red video in the description box. And also last week I joined Paparazzi Accessories as an independent consultant. So I'm very excited about this new venture and extension of my Curves, Courage, and Confidence brand. We now have Curvy Gems. So a lot of my friends have been paparazzi independent consultants. I've supported their business, as you can see here. This is from my personal inventory. However, you can go onto my website, which is linked below, and order one of these or whatever you like for yourself. The thing I love about Paparazzi Accessories is that the price point is just $5. You get, with the necklaces, you get a pair of earrings. You can't beat that. So this is one of my favorite necklaces. It's very elegant. It's very dainty. You can dress it up or down. So there's lots of variety. So check out my website when you guys get a chance. Again, it is in the description box. So let's get on into our review and see what Miss Issa has gotten herself into this week. So again, this is episode 2 and it's called Familiar Like. And so there was a song. The soundtrack for this episode was pretty good. There was a song called Easy by Anna Wise that played at the end of the episode. I went ahead and downloaded that into my iTunes. That song was pretty dope. But Lego. So we start this episode out. Issa is texting Daniel. So we know last week when the episode went off, they had this uncomfortable conversation, and I guess Daniel left and he went to chill with Vanessa. So Issa is texting him like, bruh, where you at? And so he's like, I'm good. So you know how guys give you that I'm good kind of thing. You know they're not really good, but they go, I'm good. So he hit her back with the I'm good text. So meanwhile, she's looking for apartments and getting denied left and right for apartments. Issa she just does not have good luck. Like, poor Issa. She gonna get herself together. I have faith in her. So she goes into a meeting with her boss and her coworkers. And of course, Issa is the token black person. She's the only black staff member at We Got Y'all. I have always hated the name of the nonprofit that she works for, because this nonprofit is, I think their mission is to serve underserved youth, mostly minorities in the Los Angeles community. How y'all gonna name it We Got Y'all? So they're looking at the logo, which is the logo of a white hand. Literally, it's a white hand holding up what appears to be brown children. So there's a lot of chatter around the table, like everybody's giving their input about how they feel about the logo. So one girl blurts out, you know, Issa, I think whatever Issa thinks is right is the way we should go with the new logo. So Issa goes into one of her, sometimes she thinks about what she would say, but she never says it. So she's like going off on them. But it's right. It's like, how y'all gonna say I should? It's whatever I say. And I'm the minority in the group. So Issa, she tries to humble herself and she's like, well, thank you for including me, but you know, all of you all have great ideas. So their boss, she doesn't have a clue. I mean, her response is like, it's not racist. It's a white hand. It's my hand. My hand is the one that's there. What that translated to me was just like saying, I have black friends. I know black people. I'm not racist. And so I'm just like, really, ma'am? Really? So, I mean, she just does not have a clue about the tone in this climate of her company called We Got Y'all, who's supposed to be serving these brown and black children, as Issa put it during the episode, but the representation of your company is not that. I'm so over her boss. So we see Daniel in the studio with his cute little niece, and he's producing his music, and she's like, Uncle Daniel, that's cool, but your music is sleepy. Like, you need to bring some life to it. It's making me sleepy. His boy Seven comes in. Seven don't do nothing with his life. All he want to do is call hoes. I mean, he called the girl asking, did I leave a ketchup packet at your house? He is just so goofy. And I don't know why Daniel, who is so passionate about his music, I have no idea why he puts his career into the hands of this guy who is, he's just not the business. Like, this guy is obviously stringing him along. He's just in it for the hoes and the bros. Daniel goes, he talks to him about how he's trying to get up with this artist called Spider. So Seven tells him he's going to be at the club tomorrow. Just go through. You can meet him there. Daniel's like, I don't want to be chasing him down, but whatever. I guess I got to do what I got to do. Issa goes to meet with Kelli. I love Kelli. Kelli is a wild girl. Kelli has no filter. Kelli, she has their stuff together. Why is it that all of Issa's friends have like regular jobs and they seem like they make pretty decent money, like they've all gone to college? Issa is the only one who is out here broke and floundering. All of her friends have their heads on straight and they have careers. It's almost like Issa, she has like this Arrested Development. Like, her friends are like, hello, we're adults and you still want to be at the dorm chilling and playing. Like, we don't have real life stuff going on. So she sits down with Kelli and she's like, I've been saving my money, blah, blah, blah. And Kelli like, okay, well, let me see what you got. So she's like, girl, your credit score sucks. You are broke. You cannot afford to live by yourself. How does that feel as a grown woman? Your homegirl, she gave her the truth, though. That's what I like about Kelli. Kelli will not, she's not going to sugarcoat it. She's like, you are broke. You are broke and you cannot afford life. So she's like, look, if you got a good situation where you at with Daniel, you might as well just ask him, can you go ahead and give him a little bit of extra money and stay here until you can get your stuff together. So Issa's under her breath is like, oh, but I'm not paying him to live here. Kelli is like, what? I mean, are you hitting him off? What you doing? Are you trading services for room and board? And Issa's like, no, he's just kind of like letting me stay there. She's like, oh, well, you better keep doing that then, girl, because, again, you cannot afford to live by yourself. Kelli is a whole mess. She is a whole mess. I love her. She brings the comedic relief, but she also will put Issa in her place when she needs to know the truth. You need to get it together, girlfriend. So Kelli offers to help her with the budget, but she tells her, you need a budget, you need more money, you need to increase that credit score before you try to go out and get an apartment. Like, where you gonna live like this? So Issa leaves and she calls her brother, and her brother have the weirdest relationship. She calls her brother and she's like, hey, can I stay with you? And he was like, no, me and Bae are growing weed and in this spare bedroom. And she's like, alrighty then. So apparently she's trying to get a job with a property management company. So she calls to leave a message saying, hey, I'm interested in the job. And she goes on about her day. So we see Daniel booed up with Vanessa. And Vanessa is paying Daniel no mind. Vanessa is booed up with her MacBook. And Daniel, he is like, trying to put the woo-woo on her. And Vanessa is like, bruh, yeah, we good. You've been here for a couple days. What we doing? So he's like, my homegirl is at my place. I'm trying to give her some space to get her things together. She was like, well, yeah, you're going to have to go home. So let your homegirl know you'll be back. She'll be fine. I'm good over here in my own space by myself. And he's trying to have this moment with her, and she is just not here for it. So he gets himself together and he leaves. So Issa's at lunch with her coworkers, and Issa is like a whole little kid. Like, why is she so broke? She works for We Got Y'all. She's getting a paycheck. She's doing Lyft. Issa, why are you so broke? You're not even paying to live anywhere. Yet she's eating peanut butter and jelly and Nutri-Grain bars for lunch. I don't understand what she does with her money. Maybe she has a lot of student loans, but again, she's not paying to live anywhere. I don't know. So she's eating lunch with her coworkers, and her coworkers are trying to tell her, you are the token black person. You need to go talk to Frida, I think that's the boss's name, Frida, about this logo, and let her know that the minority needs to be represented more. So reluctantly, she agrees to go ahead and talk to Fran. So back at the office, she calls Daniel to ask him, to humbly ask him if she could stay for a little bit longer. And he lied. He lied. He told her, Vanessa got a problem with you being there. You got about 1 more week and you're going to have to go. So Issa is like, dang. So I don't know why he did that. Like, why couldn't he just say, I don't want you to be here anymore? Because he wants her to be there. Man. So Issa talks to her boss and she tells her, look, you need more people. You need more people of color. You need more people to represent the demographic that you are trying to serve. This is just not a good look. It's not a good look. And her boss, although I believe she understands what Issa is saying, she doesn't want to hear it. Like, she just doesn't. She doesn't want to see it for what it is. You have a nonprofit company that is in support of minority children, yet you don't have many minorities here representing the population at your company. You got to do better. We got y'all. So, Issa took Kelli's advice. So Issa decided to go home, and I guess she is going to cook and clean for Daniel. Like, look, we're going to have to barter for some services, but I got to stay here. I don't have nowhere else to go. So she's cleaning up, and he comes home, and you could tell that he's impressed that she's cleaning up, because he had the typical, like, bachelor pad. Like, some parts of his place are nice and eclectic, but the kitchen was nasty. Like, the kitchen was mad nasty. It was grimy. It was nasty. And Issa had her gloves on and she's in there cleaning. So he's like, oh, okay. You put a woman's touch in here. Okay. So they have this exchange. And I loved the scene between them. And there was kind of like the common theme throughout the whole episode where she is telling him she has his back. Like, she's stroking his ego. She's letting him know, you do not have to be so proud. You can ask for help if you need it. And you can tell that he's like a strong black man. He does not want to ask for help. He is very passionate about his music career, but it's not quite getting off the ground like he wants it to. He just needs an in, but he doesn't want to ask for help. He wants to do it on his own. So Issa is telling him, look, you don't have to be so proud, and humble yourself. Humble thyself so you can go ahead and glow up. So he tells her there's an opportunity for him to go to the club so that he can meet this artist, Spider, that he desperately wants to work with. So she says, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. So she's going to be his wing woman. So they decide to go. So they go and they get to the club, and the bouncer is like, your name is not on the list. We don't know who you are. You don't have no credentials here. So Daniel is like, you know, it's me, Daniel King. Right, we still don't know who you are. Khalil rose up. So Khalil is a mutual friend of theirs. So he's dapping Daniel up, bigging Issa up. They catching up. So he's like, y'all coming in or no? So Issa's like, the bouncer is, you know, he's not trying to let us in. So Khalil said, no, come on, y'all roll with me. So they go in with Khalil. And they get into the club and they part ways. So this is when Daniel and Issa, again, they have mad chocolate chemistry. Like the cinematography in this shot was amazing. The background, the if I felt like it was like a blue lighting over the scene. It was really beautifully shot. Where Issa, I'm sorry, not Issa, where Daniel is whispering in Issa's ear the beats that he would do over this song that Spider is doing. And you know, she's into it, she's vibing with him, and it's just a great moment. But then she notices we too close. Like, this is feeling too good. So she decides, let me go get some drinks. So she goes over to the bar, and she's like, hello, I'd like to buy some alcohol. She is so awkward and so crazy to be a whole grown ass woman. So she gets them some drinks, and while she's going to get the drinks, these girls roll up on Daniel, and they like, oh, you Daniel? So he was like, yeah, that's me. And they were like, you roll with 7, right? And he's like, yeah, I do. So they like, you know, where the weed at? You his weed man, right? So he's thinking that they know him because he's this up and coming producer. But they just want the weed man. So he's like, oh, no, I don't do that no more. And they like, oh, bye-bye. So he's, again, feeling very defeated about himself. So Issa comes back over with the drinks. They talk for a moment. And she's like, look, you ready to do what we came here to do or not? So he drinks his drink back, gets some liquid courage in him, and he goes over. And they see Khalil again. So finally, Daniel has his opportunity to pitch himself to Spider. And he froze. Like, Issa is being his wingman. She's distracting Khalil because at first, Khalil and Spider were talking. So she's like, come on, get on in there. Do what you came to do. So, I mean, he's just like hanging back. Like, oh yeah, I'm Daniel. I produced these songs with such and such. And at first the guy seemed like he was excited to meet him. But when he didn't come lay it on strong, the guy was like, okay, well, you know, such and such got your number. So, you know, I'll hit you up. So he's like, damn, I messed up. In his mind, it seemed like he was like, I messed up. So a fight breaks out. I think this season there's always going to be some kind of crazy comedy thrown in here. Because the fight breaks out. Everybody's running. This girl is running down the steps. Her boob flipped out her dress. It was just hilarious. So when the fight broke out and they started shooting, everybody hit the ground and Daniel covered Issa. And after that, they got out of there. So they left and they go and they get food and they're sharing a meal. And Daniel is like, this is what life is. This is how my life is. Like, we really sharing an order of chili fries. And she, you know, is basically telling him it could be worse. It could be worse. So he's feeling down about his music career, saying that how Khalil blew up in the music industry and he hasn't. And he feels like he should be more ahead than he is. And she's like, look, why don't you go work with him? She said, I've never heard you talk down on yourself about your music. Why don't you reach out to Khalil and see if y'all can collab on something? And he really is, again, trying to be so proud and do things on his own. And Issa's trying to tell him, you don't have to do this by yourself. Like, she's really encouraging him to fight for what he wants. And if he has an in, use Khalil as an in to get what he wants. So they both have this conversation of how equally they feel like there are things in their lives that could be a little bit better. He wants his music career to be better. She needs to get her finances together. So he tells her, don't worry about staying at my place. You can stay as long as you need to. So you get yourself together. You can go ahead and crash here. So she seems relieved. So they go back home and Daniel calls Khalil. So Issa's looking at him like, I see you, boo. I see you manning up, boo. So he calls Khalil I guess they're going to go ahead and work together. So Daniel comes over to Issa as she's sitting on the couch, and he starts massaging her shoulders. And you can tell she's getting hot and bothered, and she is like, oh no, I just told you last week when you tried to come in with the kiss, it's not that kind of party. So he's like, you know, you can sleep in my bed. I'm going to be out working late. And she's like, okay. So he goes over to his little computer workstation. I mean, Daniel was a little fine when he walked away. He is fine. But the way he walked away from her when he went to walk over to that computer, I was like, okay, Zaddy, you could get it. Daniel. And he is chocolate just like I like him. Daniel could get it. So Daniel went over to the computer, and Issa checks her voicemail, and she's got a call from the property management company that she applied to. And they tell her they would like for her to come in. They want to talk with her more about the opportunity. And she smiles. And he says, what are you smiling for? And she's like, oh, nothing. Because I think deep down she wants to stay with him. I think she finds a sense of security staying at Daniel's place. So I wonder, are they going to get together? Because they've always had chemistry, even from season 1 when she cheated on Lawrence with Daniel. They had mad chemistry. I don't know the backstory, or we don't know the backstory of why they didn't work out when they were in college together. But it's clear that they really care for each other. So I'm interested to see how the season unfolds with Issa and Daniel. Are they going to end up together? Or, you know, is she going to get herself together? We didn't get to see Molly. No Molly and Dro, thank God. No Molly and Dro this week. So we didn't get to see Molly, but it was all about Issa and Daniel for this episode of season 3, episode 2 of Insecure, Familiar Like. They are familiar with each other, aren't they? Yes, they are. So that's my recap of episode 2 of season 3 of Insecure, Familiar Like. Daniel and Issa are familiar, and I'm interested to see how much more familiar they get with each other this season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please order yourself. Please go to my website. Order yourself a necklace, a bracelet, some earrings. Order some for you. Order something for someone that you love. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to check out my how I went from gray hair to red hair video. And oh, last week I said I was going to be doing weekly vlogs. Yeah, I filmed for the whole week. I did not love the footage, so I'm starting that this week. So I apologize. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling the footage that I captured last week. I wasn't very organized. This week is a lot better. And I think I'll talk about what I mean by not being organized. But I thank you guys for supporting my channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.